anybody that might be watching. And it appears to be live. Hello. And I got sound. All good things. All good things. So we'll give it a minute for anyone who wants to show up to show up. And then we'll get started with a live review party for The Great Wall. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I know. I should probably wear a hat or cut my hair. Just giving folks a moment to drop at what they're doing and come on by, because an impromptu live review party. Probably should have done this on Sunday, but didn't feel like it. So hope everyone is doing well. And if you're not doing well, there are plenty of pictures of cute kittens on the internet to entertain you. I've seen them all. Yeah, every single one. So my life has no meaning. I just sit and I wait until more cute kitten pictures are uploaded, and then I consume them. Alright, switching views here for a second. Hang on. And that's there, that's there. Okay. Suppose I should wait a little bit longer, considering that there's literally nobody watching. Hey, there's one person. Hello, audience of one. And there my number goes up. One person watching. Hello, Harris. How are you this fine evening? Good to hear, good to hear. So have you seen the Great Wall? Oh, doing all right. Thought about doing my taxes, and then I thought, nah, I'll just stream a video. That's better use of my time, I think. So, oh, okay. I mean, the one in China. Oh, well, it's Chinese production, and it takes place in China. But no, I mean the movie, The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon and Andy Lau and a woman whose name I don't remember because I don't believe I've ever seen her in anything. Directed by a guy whose work I really like, but whose name I don't know how to pronounce. I really ought to look up Chinese phonics one day. Okay, we have a few people watching, so let's get this party started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a live review party for The Great Wall. Not just The Great Wall of China, although it is pretty nice, but the recently released film, The Great Wall, starring Matt Damon and some guy named Pedro Pascal, who apparently is a TV actor, but I don't watch TV, so I didn't know who he was, but nice screen presence, good charisma. Good thing too, because I believe he's in a couple more movies this year. Same thing with the leader of the bungee jumping battalion in this movie. I think she's in like Kong Skull Island and Pacific Rim 2, so she's probably going to be blown up this year too. So my sister and I went to see The Great Wall, and she's not here. Only I am here, and I'm going to tell you what I thought. Well, first, when discussing The Great Wall, I think it's important to discuss the elephant in the room, which is Matt Damon. A lot has been written about this, and I don't think any specific conclusions have actually been drawn. But I think it's important to admit right up front that I must add my voice to the chorus of voices and exclaim that I genuinely, honestly, have no earthly idea what accent he was going for. No idea. Now, I'm not a linguistics expert. I have not. I like foreign film, but I haven't seen every film from every country. So maybe he's doing a perfect accent of some place I've never heard before. Possible. But everyone I've talked to is like, what accent is he going for? It's so distracting. Um, but other than that, it's a movie that says, what if the Great Wall was built to keep out green lizard monsters that are trying to eat you? Now there's a premise for a film. So, like a meteor lands millennia ago, and green lizard monsters come out and somehow don't destroy the entire world, but China manages to fend them off long enough, like for a couple thousand years, to build a really big wall to keep them in this one valley. And they keep coming out every 60 years or so to play. And you wonder, it's like, well, if they only come out this one valley, why is the wall like 2,000 miles long? Why is it not just that one area? I suppose the green lizard monsters, like at some point during their history, just hiked up over the mountain and said, "Oh, wall, still wall, yeah, lots of wall here." They finally learned they can't go around, so they're going to have to go up and over or through or under or something. So it's basically the Battle of Helm's Deep, um, except you have the Chinese army and green lizard monsters. Are the effects good? No. In fact, the movie starts out with one of the worst visual effects I have seen in a major theatrical release in quite some time. Basically does like the planet, and then the camera zooms in on the planet all the way to the Great Wall and soars over the wall, and oh my golly gosh, is that a horrible effect shot. And you sit there, you go, oh, this is not going to be good. But that's literally the worst effect shot in the movie, so... not so. I mean, the effects aren't great, but they're okay. They're serviceable, and the designs of the green lizard monsters are kind of cool. They're just quadrupedal green lizard monsters with toothy maws, and their eyeballs are on their shoulders. So Matt Damon and his buddy Pedro Pascal are wandering through the desert with their buddies, and they get attacked by a roving band of marauders, because it's all Mad Max out there. And they give them the slip, and then they fight one of the green lizard monsters and chop off a hand and stuff it in their backpack like you do. And they keep walking, and they run into the marauders again. And then they run into the Great Wall of China, which has the very colorful army, all decked out. See, every battalion has its own color. Not, and I mean bright, vibrant blues and purples and yellows. I'm talking colors so vibrant they would give the Easter Bunny wood. This movie is directed by, and I'm going to butcher the name because I've never heard anyone actually say his name, but it's spelled something like Zhang Yimou. Same guy who did Hero, which I thought was great. uh, House of the Flying Daggers, which I think is incredibly stupid, but it's a gorgeous movie. And oh gosh, there's a golden something, Curse of the Golden Butterfly, Flower, Curse of the Golden Flower, another pretty great film. Zhang Yimou is, or however you pronounce his name, makes movies that are just damned gorgeous. You know, American Hollywood movies, it's like, oh, color, orange and teal. How's that? No. He's bright primary colors, really, really awesome. I mean, the ending sequence of the movie takes place in the broad daylight in a tower made of stained glass, just because it's pretty, and it's pretty. Um, so it's a visual feast. So anyway, Matt Damon and Pedro Pascal, they're trying to steal gunpowder because they are. And they get captured by the Chinese army that's on the wall, but they don't really have time for this crap because, you know, green lizard monsters. And Pedro and Matt are like, wow, this Chinese army is pretty awesome. Look at them battling these green monster guys. They've got the blue battalion that bungee jumps off the wall and goes stabby stabby with their spears, which is like probably the stupidest and least efficient way you could fight monsters, but it looks damn cool. You've got guys rappelling off the side with axes. You've got catapults that come out of the wall and fling flaming spiked balls at the green lizard monsters. It's a ton of fun. Um, and to the film's credit, it never gets repetitive or boring. Each siege, most of which take place in the broad daylight, which I really appreciate, each siege has its own style, its own flavor, it brings something new to the table. So it even does a lot more with locations than you think something that takes place on the wall would do. The movie really never gets boring, and I have definitely appreciated that. Um, so so one thing I wanted to mention is that Mad Max-esque desert on the other side of the wall. It looks like this giant desolate wasteland like Fallout 4'sville, you know? Um, but every time someone ends up walking through the desert, every time, and it happens a lot in this movie, like 4 or 5 times, every time someone's like, all right, I'm just gonna walk out into the desert and let the chips fall where they may. They run into a roving band of marauders. This desert must be chock full of roving bands of marauders because you can't go 15 feet without running into someone in the middle of the desert. It's a little weird. Um, but the movie gets a little heavy. It's a Chinese production, but it gets a little heavy-handed with Westerners are greedy, selfish dingbats, and China is like super awesome. It's kind of like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie where they beat you over the head with the whole um, great power, great responsibility thing. You know, Weird Al did the Spider-Man song. He's like, if you missed it the first time, they'll say the line again and again and again. This movie kind of beats you over the head with Westerners are greedy, selfish people. China, awesome. It's like, we got it. Did we mention how greedy and selfish Westerners are? Uh-huh. And how awesome China is? Yeah, I heard that. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Make sure that you knew that Westerners were kind of greedy and selfish. Yeah, I got it. And that China is awesome. Yes, we got it! More lizard monsters. So, I recommend the movie. I really had a lovely time watching it. It's a lot of fun. Uh, green lizard monsters. You have to try to make a movie with green lizard monsters that eat people. Not entertaining. I bet Michael Bay could do it because, you know, he manages to make giant robots punching each other boring. That's a gift. I don't know how he manages, but woo! But yeah, Great Wall is a ton of fun. It's got green lizard monsters. It's well paced. There's a lot of variety in its action. Um, a lot of it takes place during the day. It's got a lot of characters that you like. I will admit the characters are mostly one note, but the actors behind them have enough charisma and screen presence to just whatever, you'll follow them around anywhere. So um, yeah, so that is I can't roll my R's very well. The Great Wall. So, yeah, I hope the five of you that were watching this enjoyed my quick review of the movie. And if you get a chance, yeah, check it out. It was a fun hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is in the theater. It was at least 2 hours because there were what I thought were what seemed like half an hour of previews, which movie previews aren't as exciting. When I was young, this was before the internet because I'm old. Um, if you ever saw a movie trailer, it was on television. And so when you went to the movies when I was a kid, and even when I was a teenager, the first time you saw a movie trailer was typically in a movie theater. Again, there was no internet, there was no YouTube, so you didn't see movie trailers before you saw them in the theater. You'd go to the theater to watch whatever you were going to watch, Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan or whatever, and then you'd see a trailer for something. You'd be, oh my gosh, not only have I never seen this trailer, I didn't even know they were making this movie, you know? Um, these days, you go to the movies and there's like 15 minutes of movie trailers, and we've all seen them before. We saw them on YouTube. There's nothing new here. So it's boring. And it gets to the point where maybe I'm just getting old and forgetful, but sometimes I find myself in the theater watching the movie trailers, and I'm like, what movie did I come to see? I don't remember anymore. So, anyway, uh, that's that. Great Wall, I give it a thumbs up. I quite enjoyed it. Some other movies, I actually am going to try to go see Lego Batman next weekend. So that should be fun. So, hope you all have a lovely evening, and I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.